Hey YouTube, welcome back to Axis and Allies, the Garrison. This is Detroit coming back to you from the bunker here in Rochelle Park with an episode of the YouTube Wars. It is episode 5.3. Japan finally gets to go. I've been waiting very anxiously for this particular turn. As we all know, the situation in the Pacific for Japan, even though a positive one, I think, has turned very confrontational to say the least. We know that the Allies have been performing or doing an excellent job at ganging up on Japan. You have a very strong, powerful China, okay, making inroads into territories that were previously held by Japan. Also, you have the American Navy in Season 33. You also have the Anzac fleet that linked up with the American fleet in Season 33, which is off the islands of the Carolines. So you have a very powerful Allied fleet in Season 33, and many of you are wondering, what am I going to do? As a matter of fact, I myself was wondering what I was going to do, whether I should focus and take out that fleet on Season 33. Excuse me. I have a cough that just lingers and doesn't want to leave. In any case, I hope it goes away soon. But as I was saying, the Allied fleet in off the coast of the Caroline Islands poses a very tempting target for Japan. Okay, but is it worth it? Okay, that's the question that I've been thinking and pondering. Is it worth it? All right. So I want to hear what your comments are. If you think that my decision, I'm not going to tell you what my decision was, whether or not I went for that attack or for the attack, or if I instead went for something else, for another attack. I want to hear what your thoughts are. What do you guys think if my decision was the correct one? And I am all ears, and I want to hear them. Okay, so I want to hear what your thoughts are and your opinions. So, guys, look, I hope that you enjoy this episode. As always, let me know what you think, and don't forget to, as I like to say, to bunker down and play. All right, YouTube. It is episode 5.3. It is Japan's turn. Japan will be purchasing, with its 54 IPCs, a total of 6 ground infantry divisions, 1 minor industrial complex, 1 tactical bomber, and 1 fighter squadron. All right. The current ground and naval situation for the Japanese is as follows here. All right. In the South Pacific region, you have a Japanese fleet in Season 35. You also have a Japanese fleet off the coast of Malaya. Okay. What's interesting is that you have a Allied fleet off the coast of the Caroline Islands in Season 33. Okay. The Japanese may or may not be strong enough to take Caroline Islands. Okay. We shall see what I will ultimately do, if I will perform an attack here or not. Okay. Question is it in Japan's best interest to attack right here, right now, in this specific naval sea zone? We shall find out, okay, shortly. All right, but this is definitely very interesting. Up in Asia, okay, you have a very powerful, okay, Chinese presence. The Chinese are definitely making their presence felt. You have 2 large armies, one in Amway, consisting of 8 infantry divisions. Then in Kiangsi, Shanghai, you have 5 ground infantry divisions and 1 cavalry or light armor unit, okay, making its way down, potentially forcing Japan's hand here in Asia. So Japan is under some heavy pressure, and particularly from China, the US, and Anzac. Okay, as for the British have their hands full in the in the North African region, Middle East. As of right now, they're primarily focusing on the Italians. As you can see, they have totally withdrawn from West India, okay? And they have also left this region, with the exception of these 2 warships. Actually, yeah, 2 warships and the naval transport that may ultimately pick up 1 infantry and 1 artillery division that can be brought back to West India for an attack. But that's if Sire Blood chooses to do that, that's later on, either round 5 or round 6 potentially. But for right now, the situation between the Japanese and the British in this region of the conflict or the world map has kind of cooled down a bit. But that may change. As we all know, Sire is very unpredictable, and there is no telling whether or not he may turn his attention back on Japan. But for now, Japan does not have to really stress out what the UK does. But once again, it may change. All right. So we have gone ahead with our purchases. As I said before, 6 infantry, one minor industrial complex, a tactical bomber, and 1 fighter squadron. Japan has gone ahead and will be declaring a total of 6 battles for this turn. Okay, let's go ahead and make those moves right now. All right, so here, Season 37, I believe. Yes. I still have a cough. All right. You have 1 Japanese destroyer moving in from Season 37 into Season 41, as well as 1 submarine attacking the Anzac submarine in Season 41. All right. The second battle is the battle for Season 43. Okay. You will have another Japanese Imperial destroyer attacking the Anzac naval sub. 1 submarine coming from the Philippines at a movement of 1 and 2 will link up and attack that Anzac submarine. Same thing up here in the north, where you have 1 destroyer at a movement of 1, 2, and 3. Okay, will attack the U.S. naval sub in Season 6. All right, so I'll be joining a Japanese submarine will also be joining that attack at a movement of 3. So that's 3 battles so far that have been declared by the Japanese. All right, so the 4th battle that I'll be declaring will be my bomber here in Japan proper at a movement of 1, 2, 3, 4 will be attacking the American Volunteer Air Group, the AVG, otherwise known as the Flying Tigers. All right, so that's a movement of 1, 2, 3, 4. This bomber squadron will have 3 movements left in its fuel gauge. All right, here we go. Okay, that's the 3rd battle. The 4th battle, okay, will be in Amway. Okay, here you have 1 Japanese armored division along with 1 mechanized infantry division blitzing through Henan, even though this is still Japanese. I think this is still considered blitzing. I'm moving up north with those 2 ground units. All right. I am moving 1 tactical bomber and 1 fighter at a movement of 1, 2, and 3. Will link up with the ground units. Okay, these aircraft will have 1 movement left in their fuel gauge. Okay, this entire air group here, consisting of 3 tactical bombers and 5 fighters at a movement of 1, 2, let me see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, will also join that attack as well. All right. And these aircraft will have 1 movement left in their fuel gauges. All right. In addition, you have a tactical bomber and fighter in Japan moving at a movement of 5. It'll be 1, 2, 3. Well, let me see. Let me reassess that for a second here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Let me see. Did I do my math right here? It's going to be. Yes, at a movement of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so these aircraft will also have 1 movement left in their fuel gauges. That's 1 off the coast of Japan, 1, 2, 3, 4 into Amway. All right, and then they will also have 1 movement left. All right, so in this particular attack, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tactical bombers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fighters, a armored division, and 1 mechanized infantry division attacking the 8 Japanese defending infantry divisions. All right. Let's go off the coast of Malaya. My naval transport will pick up the artillery and infantry division moving up north at a movement of 1, 2, and 3. We'll perform an amphibious landing. All right. We'll attack the Japanese army in Shanghai. My naval transport in the Philippines also will do the same. We'll pick up an artillery and 1 infantry at a movement of 2. There you go. We'll also perform an amphibious landing. All right, so that's 2 infantry, 2 artillery divisions. Okay, that will be supported by 1 and 2. All right, you have a battleship and a cruiser bombardment. My battleship and cruiser in Season 37 at a movement of 3, because there is a naval base in Malaya. A movement of 3, 1, 2, and 3 will link up with the rest of the fleet here. Okay, and that'll be 2 battleships and 2 cruisers performing naval bombardments. All right. Let's just move my fleet right away as well. My 2 carriers and their aircraft will automatically move also. So my fighters start from here at a movement of 1, 2, 3. They will go back and land on their carriers. So these fighters, in theory, have 1 movement left as well. Okay. I'm just being lazy. I'm not removing them from the carriers. The carrier in Season 37 at a movement of 3, 1, 2, and 3 will perform the same. Okay, so the fighters will go 1, 2, hold on for a second. 1, 2, 3. That's interesting. My fighters are here. They will go 1, 2, 3. Okay, so my fighters on the carrier, okay, in Season 37 cannot join that attack up in Shanghai. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I thought they could, but they could not. Okay, so what I'm going to do instead is these fighters will instead join up and attack. Each will take a sea zone respectively and will attack. Okay, so they will have 3 movements left each. 3 movements left in their fuel gauges, and will join the attack on the Australian submarines. What I am going to do though is my 2 submarines then, during their non-combat movements, let me chip them right now so I don't forget, will, so this submarine I believe came from the Philippines. Okay, they will link up with the fleet off Shanghai later on. Okay, so I think that's a better attack. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, we'll be back shortly then with the resolve combat stage. All right, so let's go ahead into the order of combat. Let's go ahead and resolve combat for the 6 battles that the Japanese declared this turn. All right, first battle will be in Season 43, where you have one fighter and 1 destroyer attacking the Anzac submarine. Okay, so that'll be 1 die at 3 and another 1 at 2. The Anzacs will be defending with 1 die at 1. Correct? So let's do that. All right, so let's roll. This is the battle for Season 43. Okay, 1 hit. So the submarine is out. Submarine does get to fire to return fire. Okay. Here we go with one or less. A miss. Okay, no casualties for the Japanese. All right, same scenario here in Season 41. Okay, you have one Japanese fighter and a Japanese submarine attacking the one Anzac submarine in Season 41. So that's one die at 3 and another one at 2. The Anzacs defend with 1. Here we go. Okay, they both miss. The Anzac submarine returns fire. Miss. Okay, let's do this again. Second round of battle. Okay, one hit. The destroyer hit. The submarine gets to return fire. Missed. All right. Okay, so that's it for the naval battles. Both submarines in Season 41 and 43, both Anzac subs were sunk. Okay, the Japanese have not sustained any losses so far. Let's go up to the battle in Season 6. So you have one Japanese submarine and destroyer attacking the one U.S. submarine. Okay, so that's 2 at 2, right? Attacking a 1 at 1. All right, so here we go. These are 2 at 2s, one destroyer, one submarine for the Japanese. Here we go. They both missed. Let's remove. Here comes the return fire, the U.S. submarine. And it scored a hit. Oh, wow. Okay. I guess I'm going to have to take out my sub. I will continue with the attack. All right, so here we go. The Japanese destroyer rolls, and it misses. The U.S. submarine rolls again. Oops, missed. So, damn. Let me roll again here. Gonna roll inside the board. Missed. All right. So let's roll for the Japanese submarine. Very thrilling here. A miss. Okay. The U.S. submarine missed. All right. Long drawn out battle here from what I see. Hit. Okay, so the U.S. submarine has been sunk, but still gets to return fire. Here we go. And it missed. All right. Still can be considered a victory for the U.S. because it did get to sink a Japanese submarine. Okay, good for them. Good for the U.S. All right, so now let's go for the larger battles here. Let's go for the battle in Amway. Okay, the Chinese are defending with 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 8 infantry. So that's going to be 2, 4, 6. Let me get 2 more red die because my red dies are my 2s. Okay. They defend with 8 at 2. The Japanese will be attacking with 1 armor and 1 infantry. So that's 1 at 3 and 1 at 1. The Japanese have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tactical bombers, and that's 5 at 4. So that's 2, 4, 5. Japanese have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it 7 at 3? Looks like it, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 7 at 3. So I have 7 fighters, 7 fighter squadrons, and they attack at 3. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7. All right. So that's going to be 5 at 4, which represent my tactical bombers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. I have 7 at 3, right? 7 at 3, which are my fighters, and 1 mechanized infantry. Oh, I have 7, let me see, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 6, 7. Actually, I have another 3, folks. I have another 3 because I have an armored unit. I have 7 fighters and 1 armor, so that's 8 at 3. Okay, that I get to shoot with. Let me just corroborate the number of fighters that I have. I have, just to make certain here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fighters and 1 armored unit. That's 8 at 3. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tactical bombers, which is 5 at 4. That is correct. All right, here we go. So that'll be 5 at 4, 8 at 3, 1 at 1. The Japanese will defend with 8 at 2. Okay, so let's do our little, fill up a little cup here, and let's roll. This is for the battle in Amway. Okay, all right, I like what I see so far. It's 1 hit. This was a hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's a total of 8 that I rolled, and that wipes out the Chinese infantry, the Chinese army in Amway. All right, so now let's roll for the return fire of the Chinese. That's 4 and 8. Here we go. Okay. The Chinese rolled 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a bad roll. Not a bad roll at all for the Chinese. They were able to get a 50% hit ratio. Not bad at all. That's not good for the Japanese, but you know what? I'll take it. I'm happy with it. What that means then is I'll remove all of the 8 Chinese infantry. Okay, in this region. Okay, they're out. All right, I will remove 1 mechanized infantry. Let me see something. Should I take out my armor and save myself a fighter? Yeah, I'll take out it because this territory is not critical. Is it? Yeah, I'll take out my armored unit. Okay, and I'll keep a fighter. So now I gotta take out two aircraft, and I'm gonna do is I'm going to take out 1 and 2 fighters. All right, so that's my 4 casualties that the Japanese sustained losses with. The Japanese lost 2 fighters, 1 mechanized infantry, and 1 armored unit. All right, the Chinese lost 8 infantry. Okay, but they retained the territory because I did not. My casualties included with my casualties were my mech infantry and armored unit. I'd rather not sustain any more additional unnecessary losses with my Air Force. All right, battle for Shanghai, Kiangsi. All right, so here we go. You have 5 at 2 defending and 1 at 1 with the light cavalry. So that's 2, 4, and 5. They also have 1 at 1. All right. The Japanese will attack with 4 at 2. Right. These are the artillery supported infantry. Right. Then I have 2 fighters which attack with 2 at 4. Then 2 tactical bombers. 2 tactical bombers. Then I have 2 fighters that attack 2 at 3. Correct. Then I have 2 additional at 3 with my 2 naval bombardments with my cruisers. And then I have 2 additional at 4 with my battleships that get to perform naval bombardments. Right? So am I forgetting anything else here? I believe not. I believe that that's it. All right, so let's go ahead with my attack here in Shanghai, in Kiangsi. There we go. All right, so I think I have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's more than enough because there are only 6 ground units there. So I have 7. That's 1 additional. All right. So the Chinese have been all destroyed. Okay. The Chinese do get returned fire though. And let's see what the Japanese casualties will be. Here we go. Okay. Japan sustained 1, 2. Okay. Only 2 losses for the Japanese. Great. Fantastic. I'll take it. Fantastic. So, okay, I'll be taking out all these Chinese. All right, and I will take out 2 Japanese infantry. All right. And we still have 1 battle left, and it's the battle for the American volunteer group, the Flying Tigers in Shahar. All right, the Japanese strategic bomber at a movement of 4 is attacking the American Tigers. Flying Tigers, correction. So they both get to attack and defend with a 4 respectively. All right, so here goes the American. This is a key, small battle, but it's a key battle. We need to take out that AVG group. Here we go. This is the Japanese attacking. Here we go. And it's a hit. Yes, I needed that. All right, so here we go with the return fire of the Flying Tigers. Here we go. And it's a hit. Darn it. But I'll take it. All right, both aircraft. The bomber was shot down, but it also shot down the AVG. You know what? It's a good deal for Japan. I'll take it. All right, so let's go ahead then with all of our non-combat movements. Okay, let me see here. All right, so my 4 submarines in Season 35 will move north. We'll link up with the Japanese fleet at a movement of 2. Okay. Let me see here. The Japanese submarine in Season 37 at a movement of 3. 1, 2, 3 will go in and link up with the American fleet in Season. What season is this? I'm forgetting. Season 19. Okay. Season 19. Let me see. All right. All of my aircraft in this attack in Amway have a movement of 1 left. Question is, where am I going to place them? Very interesting. Let me sort this out down here first. Okay. I have 3 infantry divisions in Calcutta. Okay, they're going to move at a movement of, let me see something here, at a movement of 2. 1 and 2. 2. Yeah, at a movement of 2. That's where they're going. All right. Okay. My Air Force that attacked Amway will land in Yunnan. Okay, all of them. Okay, all of them. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tacticals and 5 fighters. Okay, they will land in Yunnan. And they all had 1 movement left in their fuel gauges. Okay. All right, this fighter is going to land back in. It has 3 movements left in its fuel gauge. It'll go, let me see something, 1, 2, 3, okay. It'll land in Shan State. Same thing with this. This fighter has 3. The one will also go 2. It's attacked here. 1, 2, and 3 will land in Shan State as well. All right. Yeah. Just let me see something here for a second. I want to make certain that I'm not within reach. That's going to be okay. All right, let's go ahead then with my placements of newly purchased units. I have 3 infantry. They're going to go 3 in Calcutta. All right. I'm going to take an additional 3. I'm going to be placing Kwang Tong. All right. Yes, Kwang Tong. Then I'm going to take the tactical and fighter. I'm going to go into Japan proper. Okay. And my minor industrial complex that was just built, I will put in French Indochina. So let's move these guys out of the way. These battle markers. It's funny that this cough is still lingering. It doesn't want to go. Okay, so let me see something here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm gonna take 1 fighter, the fighter that attacked Borneo. Okay, this fighter is going to, instead of going back to Shan State or going to Shan State, will at a movement of 3, because it did attack the 1 fighter initially came from Season 37. It went 1, attacked the submarine here, right? Then 2, 3, and 4 will land in Kwang Tong instead. All right. All right, just one correction. I'm not going to land this fighter on Hong Kong. This fighter will instead, at a movement of 2, 3, and 4, land on my carrier off Shanghai. Okay, so that's, I no longer have a fighter here in Kwang Tong in Hong Kong. All right, so let's do my income tracker. Okay, Japan is collecting these 2 territories were just battles, these battle markers. Japan does regain Kiangsu, which is Shanghai. Okay, Japan is currently collecting a grand total of 41 IPCs. Japan has a national objective of 5 IPCs for India and an additional 5 for Burma. So that's 10. So that's a 51. So currently, Japan will be collecting a total of 51 IPCs that it will carry over to round 6, correct? Yes, to round 6, because this is episode 5.3. Japan's turn. Japan will then carry over a total of 51 IPCs, including its national objectives, over into round 6. All right, so let's do the recap. Let's recap my disposition of forces. Okay, Calcutta. Okay, I have 3 infantry. All right, 1 minor industrial complex. Burma, 1 infantry. Okay, Shan State, 3 infantry, 1 fighter. Okay, French Indochina, 1 minor industrial complex. Shantung, otherwise known as Hong Kong, 1 minor industrial complex, 3 infantry. Okay, in Hunan, I have 5 tactical bombers with 5 regular fighters in Hunan. In Kiangsi, Shanghai, that's a total of 2 artillery. Okay, and I think that's it for my land forces in Asia. Now let's do my naval forces. We have Season 41, 1 destroyer. In Sumatra, 1 artillery. Okay, in Season 43, 1 destroyer. In Borneo, 1 infantry. Okay, in New Britain, 2 infantry. Okinawa, 1 infantry. All right, Season 17 or 19. I always forget what season this is. This season 19. I have 2 naval transports, 2 cruisers, 2 battleships, okay, 3 carriers with their complements of 3 fighters and 2 tactical bombers, along with their complements of 5 naval submarines. All right, Season 6, I have 1 destroyer, mainland Japan. All right, we have 8 infantry, okay, 1 artillery, 1 fighter, 1 tactical bomber, 3 AAAs, and a major industrial complex. All right, and I believe that does it for Japan. I believe I've recapped all of their forces or disposition of forces on the game map. All right, so once again, Japan is collecting 51 IPCs, including their national objectives. I would say all in all, a very favorable round for Japan. Okay, Japan finally was able to basically nullify the Chinese, who were starting to become a real threat for Japan. Okay, a real problem here. So for now, China has been neutralized. Let's see what side does in order to change that about. Yeah, the good thing, fortunately for China, China is still collecting a lot of income, and most of its territory is Chinese, not Japanese. So that's something that now the Chinese have as an advantage point. But as far as ground units, the Chinese have been neutralized. All right, guys. So yeah, you guys may be questioning my decision to go up here and take out the Chinese. Okay. Some of you may be saying maybe that it would have been best for me to attack and take out the Allied fleet in Caroline Islands. Well, I did the math. I think I would have won this battle if I had attacked. However, the Japanese fleet would have been mauled. Okay, the Japanese would have sustained unacceptably very high losses, which made me decide not to go for this very juicy, tempting target here in Caroline Islands. Reason being that the Japanese, in all honesty, need their fleet to protect the empire. Japan, without its fleet, is a three-legged stool, a two-legged stool, and we know that you need at least 3 legs or maybe even 4 for a stool to stand on its own. In any case, guys, let me know what you think. If I did the right thing as far as not attacking here and instead focusing on China, that was really becoming an issue for Japan. Okay, I want to hear what your thoughts are. If you think I made a mistake by not taking out the Allied fleet in Season 33, which was the combined ANZAC and USA fleet. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode. And as always, let me know what you think. And it is now actually G.I. Joe's turn. The USA is up next.